These are 25 isometric games you absolutely need in your PS5 library right now. Let's get into it. Starting at number 1, Baldur's Gate 3 is simply one of the greatest RPGs ever made, and playing it on PS5 feels incredible. Larian Studios built a world so deep and reactive that no two playthroughs are the same. Every decision you make carries real weight. The co-op is seamless, the writing is phenomenal, and the sheer amount of content packed into this game is genuinely hard to believe. It set a new standard for the entire RPG genre, and it fully deserves every award it ever received. Coming in at number 2, Diablo IV took everything the franchise built over decades and pushed it into a full open-world action RPG that runs beautifully on PS5. 6 classes, brutal endgame content, seasonal updates that keep the meta fresh, and a dark gothic world that genuinely pulls you in. The combat feels sharp and satisfying, whether you're playing solo or dropping into co-op with friends. If you want pure isometric action loot gameplay, this is one of the best options available on the platform right now. Number 3 on the list is Hades 2, which finally landed on PS5 in April 2026 and was absolutely worth the wait. Playing as Nalinawi, princess of the underworld, you battle through myth-soaked biomes against the Titan Kronos, with an expanded arsenal of dark sorcery and magic tools. The roguelike loop is tighter and deeper than the original. The boon system has more layers, and the storytelling is just as addictive as fans expected. Supergiant Veins delivered again and then some. If you have not played number 4 yet, the original Hades is still one of the most celebrated isometric roguelikes ever released. Following Zagreus as he fights to escape the underworld of Greek mythology, every run feels different thanks to the boon system from the Olympic gods. What really sets it apart is the storytelling woven directly into the game loop, meaning the narrative actually advances every time you die. It is smart, stylish, and endlessly replayable in all the right ways. Number 5, Path of Exile 2 arrived on PS5 and quickly became the best free-to-play isometric ARPG available on console. The skill tree is enormous, the class customization goes incredibly deep, and the dungeon crawling combat ramps up into some of the most intense encounters in the genre. Compared to Diablo IV, it leans harder into complexity and build crafting, which makes it perfect for players who love optimizing every character decision. The endgame alone has enough content to keep you busy for hundreds of hours. At number 6, Divinity Original Sin 2 remains one of the deepest and most rewarding CRPGs ever created, and it holds up remarkably well on PS5. Larian Studios built a game where almost any problem has multiple creative solutions, where elemental reactions between spells create chaos in every fight, and where your party composition genuinely changes how the story plays out. The 4-player co-op is brilliant, and the writing is sharp throughout. If Baldur's Gate 3 left you wanting more Larian magic, go here next. Number 7 is Tunic, a stunning isometric adventure that wears its Legend of Zelda and Dark Souls influences with total confidence. You play as a small fox exploring a ruined world, piecing together an in-game instruction manual written in a fictional language that slowly reveals the secrets of how everything works. The combat is tight, the puzzle design is clever, and the sense of discovery is genuinely magical from start to finish. It is one of the most original isometric games of its generation. Death's Door earns its spot at number 8 as a beautifully crafted isometric action adventure about a Crow Reaper collecting souls. The world design is inventive and atmospheric, the boss encounters are genuinely memorable, and the combat strikes a satisfying balance between challenge and accessibility. It draws clear inspiration from Dark Souls and classic Zelda, but carves out its own distinct identity through its tone and its surprisingly emotional story. Short enough to finish in a weekend, but polished to perfection throughout. Sitting at number 9, Disco Elysium: The Final Cut is one of the most unique games ever made, full stop. You play as an amnesiac detective in a crumbling city, rebuilding your identity through conversation, inner monologue, and skill checks while investigating a murder. There is almost no traditional combat, just dialogue, choices, and consequences that branch in ways you will not see coming. The writing is some of the best in the entire medium, and the PS5 version includes full voice acting across every single line. Number 10 is Pathfinder: Wrath of the Righteous, a massive isometric CRPG built on the Pathfinder tabletop rule set that offers an almost overwhelming amount of content. The class system is staggeringly deep. Crusade management adds a layer of strategic gameplay on top of the core RPG experience, and the story takes you through a full mythic arc with real narrative consequences. Players who love complex RPG systems and long campaigns will find hundreds of hours of content here, easily making it one of the deepest games on PS5. At number 11, Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader brings the brutal, far-future grimdark universe of Warhammer to life in a full isometric CRPG format for the first time. You command a starship as a rogue trader, operating beyond Imperial law, making morally complex decisions across a massive narrative that fans of the lore will absolutely love. The tactical turn-based combat is deep and satisfying, the world building is meticulous, and the sheer scope of the story makes it a standout addition to the isometric RPG library on PS5. Number 12, Pillars of Eternity II: Deadfire might be the most narratively rich isometric RPG available on PS5. Obsidian Entertainment built a seafaring adventure full of political intrigue, competing factions, and companion relationships that evolve in meaningful ways based on your decisions. The writing is dense and rewarding. The real-time with pause combat gives you full tactical control, and the world of the Deadfire archipelago is one of the most distinctive settings in the genre. It rewards patient players who enjoy deep lore. Wasteland 3 takes the 13th spot as one of the best post-apocalyptic turn-based tactical RPGs on PS5. Set in a frozen Colorado, it follows your squad of desert rangers navigating brutal survival decisions in a world full of dark humor and moral ambiguity. The combat is strategic and punishing, the writing is sharp, and the choices you make throughout genuinely affect the story in ways that feel meaningful. Full co-op support makes it even better when played alongside a friend who enjoys tactical strategy games. Landing at number 14, The Ascent is a cyberpunk isometric action RPG that's absolutely stunning on PS5, using the hardware's capabilities to render one of the most visually detailed isometric worlds ever built. Neo Arcadia is a layered megacity, dripping with neon, grime, and atmosphere, and fighting your way through it feels satisfying thanks to responsive twin-stick shooting and RPG progression. Solo or in co-op, it delivers an intense experience for fans of action-heavy isometric gameplay with strong visual flair and world building. Coming in at number 15, Transistor is a beautiful isometric action RPG from Supergiant Games, set in a stunning futuristic city called Cloudbank. You play as Red, a singer who wields a powerful sword called the Transistor after a mysterious attack, and the game blends real-time and turn-based combat in a way that feels completely unique. The art direction is breathtaking, the soundtrack by Darren Korb is one of the best in gaming, and the atmospheric storytelling keeps you hooked from the first moment to the last. Bastion earns its place at number 16 as the game that put Supergiant Games on the map, and it absolutely holds up on PS5. You play as the Kid, rebuilding a shattered world called the Bastion, piece by piece, while narrator Rux describes your every action in real time. The combat is fast and satisfying, the art style is gorgeous, and the narration mechanic remains one of the most inventive storytelling devices in the medium. It is a shorter experience, but crafted with such precision that it never wastes a single moment. At number 17, Octopath Traveler II takes the HD 2D visual style of the original and elevates it to breathtaking new heights on PS5. 8 travelers with distinct stories and path actions explore the world of Celestia, each with their own motivations and gameplay styles that slowly interweave across the narrative. The turn-based combat is strategic and satisfying, the pixel art world looks absolutely gorgeous on a modern display, and the day-to-night cycle adds a layer of variety to how you interact with the environment. Number 18 is Torchlight III, a lighter and more accessible entry in the classic dungeon crawler series that runs smoothly on PS5. It delivers the familiar loot hunting loop in colorful fantasy environments with multiple character classes and a quick, satisfying gameplay rhythm that makes it easy to pick up for shorter sessions. It may not have the depth of Diablo IV or Path of Exile II, but its charm and straightforward fun make it a genuinely enjoyable option for players who just want a breezy isometric dungeon crawler without a steep learning curve. Moonlighter takes the 19th spot as one of the most charming isometric indie games available on PS5. By day, you run a shop in a small town, pricing and selling items you looted from dangerous dungeons nearby. By night, you venture into those same dungeons, hunting for treasure and upgrades. This dual loop of adventuring and shopkeeping creates a rhythm that is genuinely addictive, and the pixel art presentation is clean and appealing. It's the kind of game that is hard to put down once you get started. At number 20, Diablo II Resurrected brings the iconic classic back to life on PS5, with fully remastered visuals that modernize the look without changing what made the original legendary. 7 character classes, deep skill trees, and the endlessly replayable loot farming loop that inspired an entire genre are all here, feeling sharp and playable on modern hardware. Toggling between the original and remastered graphics is a nice touch for longtime fans, and controller support is genuinely well implemented for a title that was originally a mouse-driven PC game. Number 21 is King Arthur Knight's Tale, a dark tactical RPG set in a morally complex reimagining of Arthurian legend, where every hero has a cost, and no decision is purely good. You command a squad of knights through turn-based combat encounters, managing their loyalty, morality, and wounds between missions on a strategic map. The tone is grim and mature. The writing treats the source material with real intelligence, and the tactical depth makes every battle feel consequential. It is a genuinely underrated gem on PS5. Landing at number 22, Minecraft Dungeons is the most accessible and family-friendly isometric game on this entire list, making it a perfect entry point for younger players or anyone new to the genre. Built in the iconic Minecraft universe, it offers a clean dungeon crawling experience with gear collection, level progression, and local or online co-op for up to 4 players. The colorful visual style is charming, the gameplay loop is satisfying without being overwhelming, and it scales well enough to remain fun for older players too. Coming in at number 23, Potionomics Masterwork Edition is one of the most original and delightfully creative isometric games on PS5. You play as Sylvia, a young witch who inherits a potion shop buried in debt, and your goal is to brew the best potions and haggle your way to success, using a deck-building negotiation system that is genuinely clever. The writing is witty, the characters are charming, and the combination of shop management with card game mechanics creates an experience unlike almost anything else available on the platform. Number 24 is Children of Morta, an emotionally driven action RPG roguelike that follows the Bergson family as they fight to protect their ancestral home from an ancient corruption. Each family member plays differently, with their own skills and upgrade paths, and the narrative framing around an ordinary family facing extraordinary evil gives the game a warmth and emotional weight that most dungeon crawlers lack. The art style is beautifully detailed, the combat is fast and responsive, and the story genuinely makes you care about every character. Rounding out the list at number 25 is Octopath Traveler, the game that launched the HD 2D visual revolution and introduced PlayStation players to the series through the PS4 and PS5 bundle. 8 travelers, 8 stories, and one of the most distinctive art styles in modern gaming combine to create a JRPG that stands completely on its own. The turn-based combat with its boost and break system is strategic and deeply satisfying. And while the stories start separately, they connect in ways that reward players who see the full journey through.